Pittsburgh Steelers fans, thanks for joining us for another Wednesday night of the Smash the Gas podcast. I'm your boy Tate here in the building from the KnoItAllz podcast. We got the homie and part of the KnoItAllz family, Kerby in the building from the Black and Gold Standard podcast. We're missing Big-G this evening. Big-G has some personal stuff going on. He'll be joining us soon. So, shout out to the homie Big-G who couldn't make it tonight. So, Kerb, it's just me and you, man. Gonna talk some Steeler news and stuff, man. But what's going on with you, man? What's going up in the land, man? Oh, big fine. Start the show early then, Kerb.
Oh. I was on mute. All right. It ain't too much going on, man. It's just I'm ready for football, man. This is like the worst part of the year because there's really nothing going on. And I'm really not a big baseball guy, so it's just
I
right
guess not. The way the Guardians been losing lately.
I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, I can't really talk though. The Reds done lost 4 straight, so I got them on the TV right now, checking them out. But we here to talk some Pittsburgh Steelers stuff, man. But are we talking about not about you, but we talking about your city? We talking about the land. Shout out to the 216, man. All my folks up there in the 216. But Kerb,
what's up?
I'm gonna blame Cleveland, not the city, not the 216. I'm gonna blame Jimmy Haslam and the Browns for TJ Watt's contract negotiations not going like they should.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's because, let me give you my context. I'm sure you know where I'm going with it, and that's because they just similar to what they did with the quarterback market. Quarterbacks making all this money because the Browns wanted Deshaun Watson so bad. No diddy. They gave him $230 million fully guaranteed when that was never a thing. They created a thing that wasn't a thing, Kerb, right? So ever since then, the quarterback market's been overly inflated. Contracts going up and up. Athletes want more guaranteed money. The NFL kind of said, told the owners. We talked about this collusion stuff a few weeks ago, right? The owners kind of said, "Hey, pump your brakes." Shout out to the Pump Your Brakes podcast to be on next after this. But the owners kind of said, pump your brakes. Don't give all these guys all this guaranteed money. We setting a bad precedent. So I think then they turn around. He asked to be traded. He want to go to a winning team. He really didn't go to a winning team. Myles Garrett was using that as leverage. Or because there wouldn't have been no amount of money that if he wanted to go to a winning team, could have been no amount of money they kept him in Cleveland, which is one of the least winning teams who has, they've had talented places over the years. They much like us. They don't have they don't have the quarterback either. Thing that we've been struggling with since Ben left, kind of just piecing it all together. But they blew up the edge rusher market by giving him $40 million, right? So TJ Watt, I think the Steelers and TJ Watt are good on the number. Like TJ going to exceed Myles Garrett's annual earnings.
Yep.
A year. I'm sure it's still going to give TJ Watt 41 and a half, maybe 42 million a year. The thing is the length of the contract and the amount of guaranteed money, which the Browns started all this guaranteed money shit.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? So that's basically where I'm at with it. Now I'm going to pass it over to you and let you tell me what you think about all that and what's going on in Cleveland, man?
Well, first of all, what I think about it is the one thing the Steelers have to look at themselves because you can't wait. You can't wait. And to me, you got to look at the landscape of when Myles Garrett was going through all that, I want to be traded. You got to kind of look at the landscape and knowing the Browns that, hey, we got to try to get Watt taken care of because it's a possibility these fools could do what they did. That's the first thing. And the second thing, Jimmy Haslam. So I think it's when people say a tradition. Well, I won't even really go so much of a tradition, but he's willing to spend the money. Like I would love for Mr.
Who?
Rooney.
Jimmy Haslam?
Jimmy
Talking about?
Haslam. Yeah.
Hey. Not only is he messing up, not only is he messing up the NFL football,
Yeah.
he in basketball. He on the Milwaukee Bucks. He didn't cut Dame Lillard and go give him $113 million to cut him.
Hey, the money, like I say, I ain't mad at him as far because he has spent. Check this out what he did. So the Browns practice facility is in Berea, which is right by the airport. But it's in a neighborhood. When I say it's in a neighborhood, it's like right smack in the middle of a neighborhood.
If you watch any footage from camp, you can see the houses outside.
The Browns wanted to expand, but they were landlocked because it's houses. Man, this dude bought a whole block of houses, bought everybody out. They're tearing down all the houses, and he building whatever he about to build. They got that stadium. They got that coming, and they're actually going to build one of those complex, kind of like what the Cowboys have, where you got everything like a little city. So he spend the money. It just ain't working for him for some reason. I don't. He ain't spending it on the right guys, but he will spend the money. And
that's half the battle. He need to let the football people football.
Yeah.
I think initially Andrew Berry was doing a decent job for the Browns. Yeah. Then they got caught up in that Deshaun Watson thing and stuff been going downhill ever since. Baker left. He got better. They got rid of Odell first. Odell left, got him a Super Bowl, even though you don't hear much from him because since he got injured in that Super Bowl, but he left, got him a Super Bowl. I mean, so yeah, man, I don't know. The Browns are building that new stadium. Where is it going to be?
It's going to be right across the street from the airport.
So that's going to be out there too.
Yep, it's going to be in Brook Park.
Brook Park, that's what I'm looking for.
So what they're doing is, like I say, they're building a whole complex. Well, it's going to be stages, but they're building a whole complex. They're going to have hotels and everything. So probably when teams play the Browns, you get off the plane, you got a minute ride probably to the hotel right there at the stadium. I mean, it's going to be nice. He's putting the money in there. But
right.
He just, he paying the wrong. I mean, think about it. It's no way in the world, even though he's hurt, the Steelers would find something for this dude. Hey, you got to sweep the floors or something. I mean, he go. Deshaun Watson gonna get paid like $46 million next year to really just stay away. It's crazy.
Right. So yeah, man. So let me address this comment real quick. John Caldwell, JC, what's happening, man? He said, yo, 2 firsts for TJ or keep it pushing. Well, every team gonna keep it pushing. I think the Steelers will be lucky to get a first for TJ. And not that he's not worth it, but he's 30, going to be 31 years old. He wants guaranteed contract at over $41 million a year. I mean, I don't know how many teams are going to sign up for giving up a first, having to pay him the highest amount of money for a non-quarterback in football, and then turn around and have to extend it to where he could be making. I think he wants 4 years. He wants 3 more year after this year. This year he already under contract. He wants 3 more after that. He went to his, age 34 season.
Mm-hmm.
That's a risk. That's a risky investment. But so I think you're lucky to get a first. It's a trade that's put out there. We're gonna talk about in a minute. Shout out to Afton. What's up, Afton? Okay, what you cooking? Don't me and Kirk can get on a red eye real quick and come on out to Kansas and get some of that good true Midwest food. But Kirk, what do you think about? Wait, hold on. Tim Lyon said something too. What he say? The Browns messed up the QB market in the non-QB market, someone take their
Mm-hmm.
checkbook away. No doubt, Tim. I don't know. I disagree. Oh, she making omelets, breakfast in the evening. I like.
All right.
Kerr, what you think about the TJ Watt deal real quick, man? Let's transition.
I seen a a proposal today that I think I would take, even though it might be a risk because this guy kind of been a little knucklehead a little bit.
You talking about what do you think about the contract? What do you think it needs to get done? I ain't asking do you think he's betrayed. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, with the contract, like you said, it's all about the guarantee. Because honestly, he's due to make 28. So you talking another 12, 13 million on top of that. That'll put him over. So the money part is not a problem, but like you say, it's the guarantee. It's the guaranteed money. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Miles got in guaranteed money, but
he got like 83 million, I believe, like guaranteed.
So to get to that, that you're gonna have to stretch that con. Now, if they could put some fake years on there, the voided years, maybe they can work it out that way. But it's a guaranteed money, and I think all it comes down to if Mr. Rooney want to cut that check. I mean, that's what it is at the end, So
yeah, the Steelers can do it. It's just a matter of like how much financial sense. Will TJ Watt be the same player? They draft a quarterback next year. They have theoretically a starting quarterback on a rookie contract for 3-4 more years, while TJ Watt's earning that big money. But is he worth it? And is he paying him that amount for that long? Is it stopping you from putting other young pieces around this new quarterback? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll go back to TJ in a moment. We're gonna take our first quick break because what the show we're gonna talk about is the national media and some of the stuff that a lot of them been saying. I mean, I feel like Pittsburgh people know the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? I mean, you got some of us that do podcasts are local, work for the local media. You see the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. You see Steelers Now. You see All Steelers Talk. You see Steelers Almighty. You see Steel Curtain Network. All kind of Steelers podcasts from people that are either directly involved with the Steelers or it's the only team that they truly keep up with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you get some of these talking heads, man. You know the talking heads, Kerb.
Yep.
Guys like Colin Coward and Dan Orlovsky and Skip Bayless on his podcast and Chris Canty on the ESPN, the AM sports show.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking bad about the Steelers. We're going to talk about the national media's perspective and why we know they have stuff to say because they're the media, but should they have stuff to say and are they really telling the people correct information, right? I mean, because they just say big picture. Oh, Aaron Rodgers signed in Pittsburgh. Oh, TJ Watt's not signed. Oh, the Steelers have a horrible line, Colin Coward's take, but they spend too much money on defense, not enough on offense. Then, they spend money on offense. They go get DK Metcalf, and he talking about, oh, you went and paid for a diva receiver. You can't have it both ways, really. We're gonna talk about all that, man. What we're gonna do right now is take our first break and only break, and come back and talk about that stuff. And I'm gonna talk. I'm a mind read, Kerb. I'm a mind reader. I can read your mind, bro. I'm gonna go to what you was great talk about first when we get back.
Okay. All right.
And that potential trade, I think you let me know if it was you great say, God. I already knew when you said dude might be a knucklehead. So I think I know where you was going. But if you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. We're not going anywhere. If you're listening on the audio podcast, be it Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts at, we have to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers, and we'll be right back after this. Stay with us. And we're back on the Smash the Gas podcast. You got your boy Tate in the building. with the homie Kerb, the quad OG. Kerb, the trade proposal you were going to spit out there, I believe, was dropped earlier today by Andrew Filipponi of the is it not 97.3 The Fan, Pittsburgh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know Cleveland got one too though. Just the fan 92 something, right? 92.3?
92.
92.
I think it might be 92.3.
Yeah, I get them mixed up. So 97.1 Pittsburgh. He said I put out a proposal. I don't know if he's heard it or because Pony sometimes just put out stuff just to get clicks.
Yeah, he be making up stuff.
But anyway, the thing he put out, whether it's sourced or not, or is like actual, just would you do this is the question, right? Is with Detroit Lions. Am I going in the right place for what you was going to say?
Yep.
The Steelers would trade in this proposed trade. The Steelers would trade T.J. Watt to the Detroit Lions for Jamison Williams, speedster receiver, just turned 24, played initially at Ohio State, transferred to Alabama. And so Jamison Williams will be a solid number 2. And a second-round pick next year in 26, and a third-round pick in 27. That's the compensation we talking about. Would you do it, Kurt? Or what do you think about it?
I'll bring him in, talk to him, and if I feel comfortable, I might do
it. Craig, I think you're right. Well, go ahead, Kurt. I'm going to cut you off.
I might do it. But this is saying that I can't get nothing done with Watt. I mean, that's the only way. I can't get nothing done with Watt, but I probably would do it, man. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think his issue, I mean, he's a knucklehead, but the gambling thing, it wasn't that he was gambling on football, but I think whatever bet he made it in the facility.
Right, from the locker room, I believe.
Yeah, and you can't do that. So I might do it, man. I think I would do it.
Oh, that's about the compensation I think you can expect. Yeah. John Caldwell said earlier, nothing less than 2 firsts. 2 firsts ain't happening, man.
No.
If you can get a good young player and a second and a third round pick back, I might consider it too. I mean, you don't become a better football team getting rid of TJ Watt. But you also getting that player, Jamison Williams, get another second round pick for next year's draft, and you saving $42 million a year off of money you got to pay a player.
Yep.
That maybe you can bring in 2 or 3 more really, really good players at different positions.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not saying I do it. I'm saying, but you called my phone, ringing it with that one. I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm listening. Yeah.
And on top of that, I mean, you probably had to give him a new contract, but in the world of negotiation, you probably could maybe not give him as much as he probably deserved because of his issues he had. Yeah, that would. I'm listening for sure. I'm definitely listening, and that might be something I had to sleep on, but I'm leaning that I probably would do it because I mean, TJ is great, but you still got some guys behind him because what's going to end up happening if you keep TJ. Herbert is gonna be gone. You're not gonna be able to re-sign him, so you only gonna have 1 more year with him. So, do you get rid of TJ and basically push him into that spot? That would be a tough one. That's a deal I probably would do at the end of the day.
So go ahead and read JC John Caldwell's comment, man, if you would, Kerr.
What he got? Just been doing all this subtraction. I feel like he's. I can't see this shit.
Okay, I got
He's
it.
smart.
I feel like he's smart enough to
I got.
retain
He's
TJ.
smart enough. Mm-hmm.
Smart enough to retain TJ. Everyone was turning their nose up at Terry for TJ. Yeah, but with Terry McLaurin, you still got to get him. You got to get him in the building trade for TJ, turning nose up because you got to pay him $30 million and you paying DK $30 million. Yeah. So that's more consideration. Jamison Williams on a rookie deal, he's number 2 receiver. You wouldn't be paying 2 number 1s if you got Jamison Williams and you get a second and a third round draft pick.
Yep.
Terry McLaurin is probably Terry McLaurin and maybe a mid-round, 4th or 5th round pick with him for TJ. But instead of paying 42 out, you grade pay McLaurin 30. So now you got $60 million in your receiver room.
How old is he? About 27, 28?
McLaurin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he like 28, I believe.
Yeah, so Williams is 4 years younger than him.
Yeah, that part too.
Yeah,
and Williams ain't done nothing to earn no $30 million. His next contract probably be around 15 to 18 range, I would imagine. You know?
See, Williams gonna be a guy that, his number, it might look good, but they gonna get him on the guaranteed. He ain't gonna get like with McLaurin. You're gonna have to guarantee him almost 75, a lot. Where Williams, you probably only have to guarantee him 40, 50, So it's a big thing. And with that guaranteed money, I think you have to put, because they was talking about this with the Browns actually. So when you give out that guaranteed money, you have to put so much in escrow. So you got to write. So if you giving a guy $80 million of guaranteed money, you might have to put 50 of that in escrow. So it's an expensive thing.
Find myself. It's expensive. KB said he rolling with TJ. I'm rolling with TJ too, but the only question is at what cost?
Yep.
No matter the cost. Because that could be something, right? We don't know. He is getting older. Some guys are just Steelers.
And you got to look at the history. Even though they're 2 different people, but you got to look at his brother. When his brother got to this age, he started breaking down. And you could almost say TJ breaking down a little bit. So, it's a lot you got to put into it.
That's for me, Kerb. Afton assigned me to find, so I can't go against number 1 general.
Yeah, so it's a lot. The Steelers got to kind of see what which way they want to go.
Yeah, shout out to the homie B Dirt in the building. What's up, B Dirt? What's that? Juice said, I like this guy for 2 reasons. Next year you can draft Tate. I don't know if Tate probably gonna be a 1st round receiver. The Steelers in the 1st round ain't going receiver. But I do like Cardell. 1, he goes to Ohio State. 2, his last name is Tate. Love Cardell. So there's that part. But yeah, man, I think the Steelers keep TJ, but the Steelers got to negotiate to work out something that's fair for both sides. I think TJ actually earns more money post-football if he stays a Steeler, right? There's value in that. In being a one helmet guy, the city of Pittsburgh always gonna love you. You then go somewhere and change it up and potentially fall off somewhere else. You know what I mean? Go ahead and be that Steeler for life. Get it done. Give him his money. Still, you know you're going to pay him 41, 42 a year. Give him that. TJ, come down off your guaranteed money that you want a little bit. Everybody just meet in the middle of where they want to be, and I think it'll work out. I think it gets done. I don't think TJ gets traded, but that's what we talking about.
I know one thing. Detroit would run. Man, they had that deal signed and delivered so quick. They would definitely do that. They would do that one.
You say Detroit would do it?
Oh yeah, because they're probably looking at Williams, that they're probably not going to re-sign him anyway, because they paying the other kid big money. So man, they'll be all over that. So that means you could put TJ and Hutchinson on your edges.
Oh yeah, I mean Detroit got every reason to do it.
Yeah, they'll do that in a heartbeat.
You know, but they gonna have to pay Hutchinson too, though.
Yeah,
they gonna have to pay Hutchinson too. They paying Golf. They paying
got what? 2 more years?
St. Brown. He probably got 2 more years before kick in.
Yeah.
Well, if TJ won 3 years, at some point you're gonna be paying your edge rushers damn near $85 million a year for 2 of them.
But you know, I think that first year of his new contract, you know how they work that stuff. You know, he'll get the guaranteed money, but they'll be paying him his salary be like $2 million or something. You know, it's all kinds of way they work that cap.
Yeah, and Omar would know what he's doing, but you know, Juice, yeah, Cornell, top 5 receiver in the country, man, right now, and he gonna get opportunities this season because Olave, not Olave, who just left there. Well, Marvin Harris is still there, but they're gonna be the 1-2 though, and Harrison can't come out next year, so.
Oh, you talking about not Harrison?
Not Harrison. That's G Love the kid. What's his name?
Damn, what is his name?
He said he ain't never losing to Michigan no more. Chad, help us out with the receiver from Ohio State's name.
But they do have another Harrison coming.
Smith, yeah. Is it Smith? It is Smith. What's his first name now? Why can't I remember his name? Where's G when you need it?
Jeremiah?
Jeremiah.
Yeah,
thanks, Afton. Between Afton and Tim, they got us right. Juice got us all the way right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, but it's another Harrison coming.
Another Marvin Harrison's people?
Yeah, his little brother. I don't know what year it is, but yeah, I think he committed to them too.
So is Pac-Man Jones' son.
Yeah.
Not Pac-Man Jones, his stepson, Chris Henry's son.
That's Chris Henry's son. But.
Right. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this national media thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the terrible takes they have on the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I mean, you know, I look at a lot, none of them continuously or consistently. If I'm flipping around in the morning, looking at the TV, the sports news and stuff, because it's less depressing than watching the national news. I used to watch national news all the time, but now it's exhausting. And the older I get, I feel like it put more stressors on me to watch it than it do. Like I used to literally watch the news, be on the TV like 75% of the day if my TV was generally on the network news. Now it's not as much. Now I watch a lot of YouTube podcasts and stuff like that and different stuff. Watch some shows. It relaxes my mind more. But I think the national media, I'm going to shows like First Things First, the breakfast, what's it? Breakfast and Ball. The Fox Sports 1 shows. Stephen A. Smith show was what Stephen A. Smith? First Take, the show with Greenberg. Everybody talk about the Steelers because of Aaron Rodgers, because of Mike Tomlin, but they don't necessarily talk from a perspective of knowing the moves the Steelers have made. I mean, you know, like Colin Cowherd, he really goes hard on the Steelers regularly. Yeah, Tim Adams, he only watched K. Adams. I don't watch a lot of Kay Adams because you got to watch her on FanDuel, right? I'm just flipping through the sports networks,
Mm-hmm.
Sports One, ESPN, NFL Network, those things. But yeah, man. So I think they just know the big things they see, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They don't know the intricacies. Colin Cowherd said the Steelers can't get line right. They haven't got line right for years. Well, they've drafted 2 first rounders the last 2 years before this draft. Draft a second rounder and draft Sprite and Zach Frazier.
Mm-hmm.
Money to bring Siamalu in, was one of the best guards leaving Philly a couple years ago. And they put draft capital. I think Mason McCormick is accelerated now because he was forced to start last year. I think we're expecting a big jump from him,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
They talk about the big names, Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey, all that stuff. They don't know that they gave Jalen Ramsey all his money. Jalen Ramsey only gonna count like $7 million against the cap. Bless you. I'm guessing you.
Like,
But yeah, man. So go ahead. What's your take on the national media and their perspective?
what kind of like what I had said earlier. Right now is nothing going on, so you need a story. And right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a story, especially with Aaron Rodgers coming in. So, first of all, the last 3 years, I've always won a little extra change with the over under. Every year, Vegas is giving. Hey, Vegas is giving away free money. Bet the Steelers every year because what they got them at 8.5, something like that. So
Hey. Yeah, we're gonna get it now on the next show. No,
so
that's this show. Go ahead. What do you think about that?
So the Steelers are a story. So what they're looking at is, even though Mike Tomlin said it ain't a thing, it's a thing to the media as far as these the consecutive years without having a losing season. So a lot of them figured this got to be the year. So you got that.
Well,
And then
if you a scientist or a math guy or anything like that, anybody that believes in trends and statistics and
mm,
and analysis and algorithms and all that kind of stuff, deep inside the numbers, the trends would suggest the Steelers not gonna have a losing season. You know why? Last time Steelers had a losing season?
been a minute, like 95, 6, somewhere around in there.
It ain't that long, man. They had a losing season in 2000s, but early
Did it?
2000s. 2003, they were 6 and
2000.
10.
Okay.
6 and 10. I think that's after that season in 04 was when they got Ben Roethlisberger.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't had a losing season since then. So since they went to 17 games, the number obviously is always going to be a half. It's 8.5 this year. The Steelers have never won under 8 games in
Mm-hmm.
20 years, 22, 23 years now to be exact. So if the trends say this is what's going on, why would everybody be talking about it like it's not?
Like I say, and you got to remember, the Steelers are they're one of those big brand teams. So just like the Cowboys, I mean, everybody love to see doom and gloom for the Cowboys, and I think the Steelers are the same way. It's certain teams that, especially guys that and played against them, probably, I think half them guys probably wanted to play for the Steelers at one point. But like I said, they just look at Rodgers 41, he's gonna fall off. The offensive line is a question. And to be honest, I mean the Steelers could. I mean, it could go bad. Now I don't think it will, but it could go bad because they do. It ain't like they don't have a
But
lot of questions. But
but I feel like they got a lot of answers, Kerb.
yeah.
I feel like if you break it down and look at it, I feel like they've gotten better in every room that they acquire somebody different in.
Mm-hmm.
Is DK better than George Pickens?
Yeah.
I mean, he's proven.
Yep. I give him that. He's proven.
You anticipating the O-line being better this year with the addition of Fautano, moving Broderick Jones to left tackle and another year out of McCormick? And Zach Frazier in year 2 was already a top 5 at the very least center last year. We expect him to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Did the tight end room get better? Adding Jonnu Smith to Freiermuth and another year and some lost weight and in shape for Darnell Washington? How many times have people were saying the past couple of years let Jaylen Warren be number 1 running back? So he's number 1 now, and now is Caleb Johnson going to be better number 2 and probably a 1A and 1B for both of them than Najee Harris was. Even though I like Najee, he's a better scheme fit for Arthur Smith's zone running system.
Yep.
So we just went across the offense, and every position is better on offense. The defense, is the D-line better, swapping out Ogunjobi for Derek Harmon?
Mm-hmm.
The linebacker room better for drafting Jack Sawyer, another year for Nate Herbig, who was really good the past couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Get TJ back healthy, Alex Highsmith another year in. So that might be the only room that might be the same, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I anticipate more production from the room just because the back end going to be better. And the front 3 going to be better. The middle linebacker room, Peyton Wilson, a year 2 jump. Landon Roberts, I loved him, but can't cover. You getting rid of him, and you bring in Peyton Wilson to start, who was there last year. A lot of talk about Peyton Wilson in this year 2 jump. Cole Holcomb back looking really good. He wasn't there last year. And you got the boy from Baltimore from Ohio State. What's his name? Harrison. Yeah. And you got him. Secondary, I don't even got to talk about that. Yeah, we lose Minka. You pick up Jalen Ramsey, who I think Jalen Ramsey will go down as a better corner at his position than Minka will at his position. And Minka's a top 5 safety. He was top 2, maybe top 1 at 1.3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the cornerback position and the ability for Jalen Ramsey to move all over the field, be a corner, be a slot, be a safety, wherever you want to put him, there's more value in that than it is safety. So even though you lose a great player in Minka in that trade, it's still great.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Porter Jr. another year. Darius Slay is better than Dante Jackson. Hopefully Corey Trice is healthy. Beanie Bishop got another year under his belt. The secondary, everything is better, Kerb. What are we talking about? The national media don't get into all that stuff.
Right. But what sells? Like when you turn the news on, what do you see? Everything negative. And right now, that's what sells. So it's you probably get more clicks saying this is gonna be the year, this is gonna finally be the year that the Steelers gonna fall off than stating all what you just stated. And Steeler Nation gonna like that. But when you go nationally, they, like I say, they're one of those teams that a lot of other cities want to see doom and gloom for them. So it's probably more. Your ratings are probably higher talking about the Steelers are going to fall off than what they're probably going to do. Because, like I say, to me, Vegas give away money every year. I mean, cause I've got that thing where they had the Steelers winning like 7 games. So I don't know. That's the way I see it. You know, negativity.
You say everybody love hate on the Steelers. Tim says, I hope the Steelers have a losing season every year. Tim, I get it. I don't hope the Bengals lose all the time. I mean, only time I really want the Bengals to lose is when they play in the Steelers, or if it affects the Steelers. Like, oh, if y'all lose, we can be in first place. You know what I mean? But if y'all win and we win, everything all the same, all we got to do is beat y'all. I ain't hating on your destiny. We control our own when we play each other. So I'm not necessarily rooting against the Bengals. You know, I like the division. I really only root against the division when it benefits the Steelers. But if three AFC North teams make the playoffs, that's great for the division. We play in the best division in football. So that's how I look at it, Kerb. But with that being said, man, KB said, do you really believe that ish? We talking about something you said or something I said?
Mm-hmm.
You was talking the latest, so gotta be something you said. I don't know. Craig, they root against the Browns all the time. The Browns would be. I would root against the regular. The Browns don't bother me. They're like that, like your little brother, and you like my wife has a sister that's like 14 years younger than her. When my wife was 14 and she was a baby, my wife was the Browns just a little baby. You know, I ain't worried about the baby in the house.
I will admit, and that's probably because of me being in Cleveland. I hate when the Browns win because you got to hear all that crap. You know,
I get it, man.
Well, until November, like I said, yeah, about November they're done. But until then, I hate when they win because you got to hear all that crap and this is our year, this is the year, this and that, and then around November it all dies down and you don't got to worry about them no more.
Yeah, shout out to Trevor Ron saying, what up, Big G? Trev, Big G ain't with us tonight. He got some personal stuff going on. Thanks for joining us, man. Sorry to hear about your accident. And go ahead and get your new whip up, man. We're room for you. Get that stuff. Appreciate you. Rob Lightfoot said he's with me. I guess that's about the national media. Thanks, Rob, because I feel like it's the truth. You know what I mean? They don't know nothing really. It's up to what they consider the big picture stuff. With that being said, Rob said everyone in the chat room hit them. Thanks, Rob. Definitely hit the likes, man. Well, I'm slipping with no Big G, man. Get them algorithms up, Kerb. I don't know if you deserve it or not, man.
No Diddy.
You got to chill.
But you get to know Diddy just because we hadn't had one all show.
Hey, no Diddy about to be home, man.
Somebody told me though he probably gonna get like 3 or 4 years. I don't know because I said last week we gotta stop playing that graphic because Diddy be back on them streets.
I seen a thing that this lady she went through because I guess it's like a formula with federal prison or whatever, and she went through that thing, and when she got to the end, she said he looking at 18 to 22 months, and they said they're gonna ask for time served. And the diddler gonna be out.
See, man, y'all gotta put some respect on that man's name. At least by calling him Sean Combs. You don't gotta call him the Diddy, P. Diddy, or Puffy or none of that. Because Kerb, I'm telling you, man.
And the diddler keeping receipts.
He still. That's what I'm saying. He might have lost some money in the, in all the stuff that went on, but he's still probably worth about $3.75 billion. That's $750 million if you don't know.
Oh yeah. So, plus he hid some money.
Yeah, I ain't messing with Diddy no more, man. Val Ford say no Diddy. Steeler girl, what's up? Thanks for joining us. We about to leave here. Catch us right back here on the KnoItAllz channel. Go to Steel Curtain Network. We're about to jump on over to the Pump Your Brakes podcast. And we'll be jumping on that show. What we great talk about over there. Talk about training camp is 2 weeks away from the day the teams report to camp. They'll be getting the Latrobe on this date 2 weeks from now. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk to Kerb about camp battles and all that stuff like that. Kerb, Rob Lightfoot say you disturbed. So, but yeah, we're about to get on out of here. Pump Your Brakes is next. So get ready to jump on over there and check us out. We'll be there shortly. For Smash the Gas, for Kerb and myself right now, we out. Peace, everybody. Thanks for rocking with us.
Peace.